Hi, I'm Dr. Mark DeBrinket, and it is my privilege today to introduce you to the history of neurofeedback. Now, neurofeedback's been around for over 40 years, used in research centers and colleges and hospitals and doctors' offices, and it's had such a profound effect over all these decades, but yet lately we've just started really hearing about it. And so I wanted to just take this short video to explain to you where it's come from and what it's doing now. So the word neurofeedback basically means any input we give the body that creates a physiological change in the brain. Okay, and so that's where we can actually grow new brain tissue. And prior to a few years ago, we didn't even know that was possible. So in research, most of this has been used from a psychology standpoint, where they'd have a patient hooked up to some leads on their scalp and a ground on their ear, and they would basically be having their session with them, and underneath the doctor's office, underneath the doctor's desk was a box with a red light and a green light. And if the green light is on, the patient's actually paying attention to me and we're getting somewhere. If the red light's on, they may be looking at me and nodding, but they're totally not with me. Okay, and so with neurofeedback, there used to be a 4-second delay. And after all this technology has had major gains in the speed and in how much we can hear and how often we're hearing it, to the tune of 60,000 neural synapses every 100th of a second now. So with that technology, we gain the ability to actually train somebody and keep them one step beyond what they're capable of doing. And when you're in that special space, that's when something called neuroplasticity happens. And neuroplasticity is the laying down of new fiber over your nerves in your brain, in your central nervous system. Now, every other part of your entire body is constantly dying off and regenerating, except for your brain and spinal cord. Those are the same cells you were born with, same cells you're going to die with. And up to a few years ago, as I mentioned, we didn't know that you could grow new tissue in the central nervous system. But now we do. And we've proven it with the electron microscope and video microscope. And basically, we can show a nerve being firing down a tunnel. And when they're in that state where they're learning something and they're one step beyond what they're capable of doing, it's almost like there was silk wrapped around that tunnel and somebody started blowing it, and you start to see that silk dance off the surface of that nerve. And basically what it's doing is it's laying more tissue around. So anytime you have done something for 10,000 hours, you have grown so much tissue in the part of your brain that controls you doing those tasks that you are now a professional at it. And so BrainCore is an amazing company because this product can actually stimulate the weakest areas of your brain and grow tissue in those areas. Not the areas related to hand motion for playing a musical instrument, but actually where your body needs it the most and where you've been diminished or suffering or having lack of nerve conduction in those areas that control a vital part of your life. So I urge you, start looking at the research for neurofeedback. There are so many articles online. There is so much research. You can type in neurofeedback in any condition into Google and you can see tons of studies that were done. So this is a very exciting new wave of medicine. It's called energy medicine, and by evoking potentials in the person's body at the right place at the right time, you can make amazing things happen. I love neurofeedback. It's absolutely given me so much of my life back, and since then I have been able to help so many people that thought they too had a permanent disability that would last them the rest of their life. So I encourage you, watch more, learn more, and try it for yourself. Thanks.